Oh man, Bitcoin could be heading for a huge trap which you need to be aware about. Check this chart out right now. It's 2 a.m. almost here in the UK, but I've got to bring you this update because a lot of people are foaming into Bitcoin right now, and you could be leading yourself into an almighty trap. I'm going to break down the exact levels and what could be happening here, but we are on the greater timescale looking pretty solid here on Bitcoin. Of course, the Saturday has been pretty weak, Sunday opening up fairly flat as well, but there is something going on which I have to share with you. But in order to understand that, we've got to understand the journey which we've just been on. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take away some of these drawings to make it a little bit clearer, and I'm going to bring out the EMA ribbon. Because what I want to show you is the pattern we've been on. We had an almighty swing up here from 19,500 to then moving up here to break through that 29,000 level mark. But before that, we consolidated sideways into our EMA ribbon. And exactly as expected, we brought strength from our EMA ribbon to get a nice extended move to the upside, which finally brought us into these 30 region. Now, of course, since then, we've been trying to hold 30 as a level of support to build some scaffolding there before we can get ready for our next move. And I've shared with you guys that the price target of the next move can quite easily bring us into that 32.5k region. That's the next level we want to go on our next jog up here on Bitcoin. But before that breakout could happen, there could be something which could set up a lot of liquidations, which you guys need to be aware of. And that is, this could be a retest back down into our EMA ribbon. And a retest here on the daily chart back to our EMA ribbon could even get you down to 28,800. And that's going to scare a lot of folks because FOMO works two ways. FOMO benefits you in the up run, right? You can see this is sitting at green now. There's a reason I'm showing you. This fear and greed index sitting at 68. It's getting nice and greedy now. People are starting to enter crypto who previously weren't in crypto. And guess what? When there's a little bit of liquidations, they're going to get scared. They're going to panic. They're going to sell. They're trying to get easy, quick wins. And therefore, for them, it doesn't matter that you've gone from 19,000 all the way up to here, or that you went from 15,500 just months ago to now being at 30,000. What they're going to look at is they maybe entered here, right? They entered here at 27,000. They're running back up and suddenly they're losing all their profits. They're going to panic. So do not be surprised to see a retest of the EMA ribbon. A lot of people panic on the test of 28,800, but then I think we'll hold this quite strongly. And remember, a test of the EMA ribbon at the starting point is 28,800, but really, if you want to test the middle of the EMA ribbon, you're talking 27.5k. If you want to see the bottom of the EMA ribbon, you're talking 26.5k, right? So it depends how badly we want to test this daily EMA ribbon. Now, like I've said to you guys, testing the EMA ribbon is not a bad thing. Since our move up from 19,000, we've not retested it. We moved into it, but look at this. We didn't even touch it, guys. Now, that of course, that shows bullish intent from Bitcoin. People want to rotate into Bitcoin, and they do not want to miss the next move. But for the continuity purposes, for the purposes of having a sustained run up towards 30, mid-30s, and then 40s, and then 50s eventually, it's always good to build scaffolding on the way up. It's always good for Bitcoin to go back, test a level. Do we really on that level, or do we get lucky to push through that level? That's what we're doing right now. We're confirming here in this channel. Let me bring out some drawings for you guys so you can see. Let me just notch this down to the hourly. In this consolidation here, in this flag, in this blue pattern here, we're just confirming that we deserve 30. That's all we're going to do. And there's two outcomes that are going to come from this. Either we're going to find out that we're not worthy of 30 yet, in which case we need to come back down for some support. And that support, at the very least, could come in at 29,000, right? Because we struggled so hard at 29,000. But if we lose that, then like I said, those other targets start to come in play. 28,800, 27,500, right? These start to become levels on the horizontals that we look towards. And then the EMA ribbon can act like support. So that's what I'm looking for. Now, on the other hand, if we can prove that we own 30, if we come back, the best case scenario for us right now is to go, you know what, we'll touch 30 one more time, and that would have been a good time here spent at 30, good time here, another big bounce here off 30, we bounce off here, we go, you know what, off we go, we're happy, we don't need to test that EMA ribbon, and we'll work towards our price target of 32.4. That's what we're looking here on Bitcoin. Now, that's what we're looking at on the short term. Let's now try to zoom out and understand where we're at here on the slightly larger time frame, and that is the weekly time frame, because let's face it, things are looking good, right? We know that, but how good is it looking? Well, in order to understand that, we need to bring out our EMA ribbon. And you guys know, I've made no qualms, or I'm not glossed over the fact that this EMA ribbon is crossing now. The yellow lines are crossing into the red line, and each significant week we're seeing is creating that's creating itself more and more. And that's what we're seeing here now. A nice big weekly candle here, up 7% almost here on Bitcoin. We've still got tomorrow's trading, which is Sunday's trading to go. But this is really nice. right? A nice break through the EMA ribbon, 3 weeks of consolidation, which didn't even come back to test the EMA ribbon, and then another powerful week here on Bitcoin. And this is where things are really starting to get interesting, because when this EMA ribbon flips, like I've shared with you in every other situation where it does so, Bitcoin sets itself up for a big move. Now, guess when else Bitcoin sets itself up for a good move? We've covered the on-chain metrics, we've covered various other things, but also the dollar index. Hold up, are you tired of worrying about the security of your cryptocurrency transactions? In this crazy world that is crypto, protecting and preserving our digital assets is everything. And for that reason, I partner with NordVPN, the best VPN service for crypto traders. With NordVPN, you can be sure that your online transactions are completely secure and your identity is hidden from prying eyes. Their military-grade encryption technology makes sure that no one can access your data, even on public Wi-Fi networks, so you can trade with complete peace of mind anywhere, anytime. Guys, seriously, don't risk your hard-earned crypto and NFTs for the price of a coffee each month. They've also offered a free month and up to 60% off their plans. Oh, and they've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. Guys, seriously, it's a small price to play for a rapid, safe VPN. Definitely check it out. Link is in the description. Ijaz.uk/NordVPN. And let's get back into this video. Every time the dollar index sets itself up for a big downwards move on its weekly EMA ribbon, guess what? Bitcoin's had a good move. And again, we can zoom out and I can show you this over a long period of time here on the weekly chart. Every time these retracements occurred, Bitcoin goes on a crazy run. So if this can have another big retracement to the downside, again, that's going to allow Bitcoin to move up into the 40s and 50s, in my opinion, once this dollar index continues its weakness to the downside. And guess what? It's just plugged itself another red week here on the dollar index. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 powerful red days to the downside. Why is this red? Because inflation started to come into line, job market started to show some weakness, and that is good because now we can start looking forward towards maybe the last rate hike in May. Markets are pricing in 25 basis points for the May meeting on May the 3rd. We'll be covering that on the channel. But then moving on into June the 14th, which is just around the corner, guys, we could be at the end of this rate hiking cycle. The pain that we went through in 2022, it could be coming to an end. We could have one more rate hike in May, and then the market is pricing in, 66% of the market is pricing in that by June the 14th. We're pausing. We're done. And then all the talk is going to be about when do we pivot? When do we then U-turn to say, you know what? We need to start reducing rates. We need to start becoming accommodative again, loosening interest rates, which guess what? Increases liquidity and helps Bitcoin get on its merry way. Now, there's one more further thing I do want to bring up to you because a lot of you have been asking me, and that is the fallacy around sunk costs, right? A lot of you guys ask me, oh, I'm sitting on a bag. What should I do? And so one of the questions I got in the Discord was, I'm holding onto a bag of an altcoin. I'm thinking, should I move into another altcoin? Because I'm starting to lose conviction. Now, it doesn't particularly matter which altcoins these are. But what I wanted to discuss was, what is this notion of a sunk cost fallacy? Because this holds back a lot of new investors. Now, if you guys have been through previous cycles or you've been in crypto for 6 to 12 months or maybe even more longer, chances are you've invested in a bunch of altcoins. So let's call this altcoin A and let's call this altcoin B. And altcoin A is the one you're losing conviction in. Well, the argument goes that what should I do? Should I keep believing in altcoin A or should I just move all my funds into altcoin B and just cut the losses, right? Well, this is what I want to talk about, because what often happens here, particularly for new investors, is they start to focus on the past. And in the past, maybe when they bought this crypto, this price went up crazy high, it came back all the way down during a bear market, and now it's sitting somewhere like here. And then they may be looking at another project that's done something similar. It's been on its journey, maybe it's come down, it's sitting in its bear market here. And so now it's trying to decide, what do I do from here on out, right? If we draw a dotted line from where we are now, so this is today, what do we do? And the reality is, none of the left-hand side matters. None of this side on the left-hand side of this chart matters anymore. It just does not matter. It's a sunk cost. All you need to decide now is which project is going to be better suited for the future. That's what you need to be focused on. And this is the difficulty people have because they get emotionally attached to the left-hand side. They remember the project, they were invested in it, they saw their portfolio go to crazy numbers here, they got like 1,000x here, they're really excited and they don't really care about the project B, and like maybe they listened to some founder interviews or they really believed in this project, they were really loving this project and they kept shouting about it, they're really excited, but no longer do they have conviction. At t equals 0, at today, they no longer have conviction, right? And what you need to decide today is your $1,000 or whatever amount it is better spent over here in this project, or is it better spent here in this project? That's what you need to ask yourself, because it doesn't matter what happened in the past. It just matters what's going to happen from here in the next cycle. So even though this may have had better times in the past or had so much potential according to you, if you don't think it can achieve it, it's going to do something like this and disappoint, whereas this project is going to go crazy exponential, then you need to ask yourself, where should your money be sat? Right? Where should it be sat? It doesn't matter what happened in the past. It doesn't matter what your conviction was. You've got to base that on today, t=0 today, and then allocate your portfolio. So I just want to spend some time here to discuss that. That's a sunk cost fallacy. So there you have it, guys. Really interesting time in the market. Do not get caught for this trap on the short term. On the long term, things are looking positive, and I'm definitely making sure that my portfolio is nicely allocated for an explosive move to the upside. But at the same time, you know me, I'm not chasing those green candles. I'm still expecting Bitcoin, Ethereum to move strongly, and then after time, there'll be a rotation into altcoins. But for now, I want to make sure my portfolio is allocated, which is why it's important that you do not fall for that sunk cost fallacy. Look at your portfolio now and ask yourself, are you holding on to winners, or are you holding on to legacy, dead weight from the previous cycle? Sometimes you should just cut a loss and say, you know what? This project is not the same as this project. If the starting line is today, Project B is far better than Project A, even though I'm emotionally attached to Project A. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully that was useful. It's 2 a.m. here, so I need some rest, and I'll see you in the next one.